Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. It is new comic book day for the week of May 30th, and we're going to get started right now.
Hey guys, Tim from Capes and Scowls and the comic book store, and I'm here to tell you about what's going on this week with the comics, and it's a previews week. So I've got Marvel previews, Fantastic Four #1, coming back because you demanded it, like years ago, with movie rights and stuff. You're stupid, Marvel. And then previews, DC previews. We've got, I don't know which one's actually the front. Super Sons is returning. There's a new Bendis book that looks like it's kind of like a Vertigo style kind of book. That's exciting. We've got a new Sandman book in the main one here, as well as a book called Seeds by David Aja, and he's pretty cool. And let's just pick something random here. We've got Judge Dredd Under Siege. Judge Dredd. You love Judge Dredd. Issue 1 actually comes out this week, so go get that. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in the previews, so fill out your previews and support your local comic book store, especially mine. So that'd be sweet. All right, let's talk about the trades and other magazine kind of things that have come out this week. I've got a new Image Plus, which shows you previews of things from Image. We've got Broken Glory. This is a book about JFK. Probably pretty good. It looks interesting. It has a cool format. Injustice, Ground Zero, Volume 2. That book keeps on chugging along. We've got the Archies, Volume 1. This is the story of them as a band. We've got Swing, Volume 1 by Matt Hawkins with, which Sajik is it? Linda Sajik. If you like interesting romance kind of stories in these, I don't know, do you think it's more graphic than, maybe? What was the other one that you read? Sunstone? My brain's not working today.
Not on page.
On page. So if you know how Sunstone is, you will probably enjoy Swing. You might just enjoy Swing anyways. Matt Hawkins is the man. Hawkins, you're great. There you go. Linda's great too. I met her once. She was very sweet. We've got The Punisher, War Machine, Volume 1. People have been really digging this. I like the Clayton Crane covers that we're getting now. I've got Black Panther, Volume 5. Hey, who's this crazy looking character? That's Claw. He looks very different in the comics. He looks way cooler in the movies. We've got Supergirl, Being Super. This was a really popular miniseries. I've got Motor Crush, Volume 4? 6? 2. Volume 2. This book, I guess, doesn't come out super regularly, but the art's very, very sweet. We've got Batwoman, Volume 2. Continuing on with Rebirth stuff. We've got Superman by Mark Millar. What I like about this is a lot of people don't know he did a lot of the Superman Adventures, which was based on the 90s cartoon. He did a lot of those comics. That comic's actually very sweet. We have Where We Live, a benefit for the survivors in Las Vegas. So this is a cool little book you can get to help some people out. We've got X-Men Gold, Volume 5. I don't care about the X-Men. Why would I even lie to you? And we've got Void Trip by Ryan Sullivan and Plaid Klaus. I've read this. This is amazing, and you should buy it. Do it. Do it.
First up, we have, I can pick up the book, Lazarus, issue number 28. You know what you do? After a year-long hiatus of a book, start the first 2 issues with a character we just don't give a shit about. We didn't care about what happened to Jonah. They tossed him off a pier or off a boat like 30 issues ago. We don't care. He was a character we didn't like. No one really liked him. And these 2 issues, I could care less what happened. I hope the next issue is supposed to be back to the actual main series and the people that we actually do care about, but the way it's talking, it might be on hiatus again. So we don't know how long this book is going to be gone. I don't know. I'm about ready to be done with this book. It's that infuriating to where now the art that I've always hated is now becoming a problem because there's not enough of the writing for me to stay involved in this book. So if you are a hardcore fan of Lazarus, pick it up. If you're not, no.
Alright, gang. Time for what I reviewed. And I read Super Sons, Meet Dynomutt and the Blue Falcon. Out of all the interesting Hanna-Barbera DC crossovers that came out this week, which included Aquaman Jabberjaw and Black Lightning Hong Kong Phooey. And I might love Hong Kong Phooey the most as a character. This is the most intriguing to me because Blue Falcon is very much Batman for the Hanna-Barbera universe, and the way they mesh the worlds together is really well done. You're kind of, if you aren't familiar with Blue Falcon or Hanna-Barbera, then Superboy is kind of like your take as an outsider, like asking all the questions. What is this? How does this apply to us? How does this work in our world? What is the difference between Gotham City and this other city? It's really well done. Very silly cartoon back in the day. Dynomutt was the comic relief. He's super serious here, and he's portrayed way better than I could have hoped. This book was a lot of fun. If you like these mergings of Hanna-Barbera and DC, this one's solid and you should enjoy it.
Next up, we have Batman Prelude to the Wedding, issue number 1, Robin versus Ra's al Ghul. This is kind of an interesting book. I guess it's going to be a 4-part series leading up to the wedding. Basically, each one of some of the members of Batman's inner circle kind of fighting off somebody who wants to stop the wedding. And this one is Ra's al Ghul because he's Talia's father and probably not happy that Bruce is marrying somebody else. So you can assume all the bad things that are going to happen. It's pretty decent self-contained story, at least for Robin. I like some of the interactions between Catwoman and Damian, especially for this not being a Tom King storyline. So it was decent. So for me to say Batman book outside of Tom King was good, had to be pretty good.
All right, next up I have a new book from Dark Horse. It is called Blackwood. It's by Evan Dorkin, who did Milk and Cheese back in the day, and he's done many great books since. We've got Veronica Fish. She worked on Archie. And this is a strange merging of like a Stranger Things book with a Harry Potter book. Lots of cool little, dark magic kind of elements here. It gives you enough little plot points to make you want to come back for more, and I do believe it's just a miniseries. Very cool book. If you like either of those things, if you like angsty teens with magic in their world, this is for you. Really cool book, ends very fun. Dorkin's amazing. You should support him. So there you go.
And my pick of the week, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 800. This is a thick book. This is 80 pages. It is a read, but it's a good read. The only thing that I have to complain about is I remember when double-sized issues used to still be the same price, not $10. Come on, Marvel, $10. That's a bit much for this book. This is an interesting book. I liked how it goes. I'm actually kind of behind on the book. So to be able to pick this up and actually know where everything is going is a credit to the writers. It's credited to Dan Slott. This is his last book. It is kind of ending all of his stuff, but it does it very well. I do like that they did mix in. I normally don't like this, but they mixed in a lot of the artists that have been on the book since Slott's 10-year run. So it was kind of neat seeing all the different styles come back into the book. Normally I don't like that, and I still didn't like it to a point because it's still distracting. But it was a good series. Man, 10-year run. It's done. I'm really curious to see how Nick Spencer's going to do this because I really liked him on Secret Empire and Cap's run. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm excited because Ryan Otley is going to be the artist. And
I'm excited too.
And he is one of my favorite artists.
He's the best.
Yeah. So this is definitely a book. Even if you're not a Spider-Man fan, you probably should pick this up because this is a piece of history. For artists to be on a book for 10 plus years is something that really doesn't happen outside of Image. And for it to be good, it's even tougher. If you are a Spider-Man fan, you should pick this up. Like I said, it is enough of a self-contained story to at least understand what's going on and to get what's going to happen in the book.
Well, all of my books this week were pretty good, but my pick of the week kind of has to be The Man of Steel, #1. This is Brian Michael Bendis. First full issue, we get to see what he's doing with Superman, and it just feels so good to read Bendis in the DC Universe. I enjoyed very much his take on Superman and the world he's creating. His setup for the villain was very good. I feel like this villain is going to be totally over the top, totally chaotic and crazy, but at the same time, you're probably going to feel for him. Very good book, very good introduction. If you haven't read any of the little setup stories or little, blurbs from Bendis, this tells you what you need to know. This is a weekly book, I believe. Yes, weekly event starts here. This is going to be great. You should read this. If you think you're going to enjoy Bendis at DC, you have to read this. It's very well done. I always thought Bendis did really good with these, single heroes, his team stuff. It's hit or miss. I'm not a team guy. I hate the X-Men. We've cleared this. We've been over this. But I think this is some of his best work in a long time. I feel like at Marvel he may have been, not getting stale, but he may have been a little tired of it. I don't know how much input he had on some of the stuff he had to do there. But I like this. I think Bendis is coming out strong at DC, and you need to check this out. Well, guys, that's the end. It's time for me to point at things. There's a thing, here's a thing, other things. Maybe this is a thing. How come nobody puts a thing here? Look, I'm really tired and I don't care about where the things are, like normal. I don't want to just complain at the end of these videos. So, Paul, I think you're doing a great job, Paul.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing a fantastic job here. Everybody loves you very much.
I'm not sure if you're serious or not.
I know, and that's my favorite part about this. Am I being sarcastic, or do I actually praise you for doing something well?
The world may never know.
The world may never know is right.
You get Tootsie Roll Pop.
You can't get to the center of my feelings.